Good. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Mr. Director, if you'll call the roll.
All right, March 10th, 2025. Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Baird. Mr. Parbsmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Isbell.
Here.
Mr. McInnes.
Here.
Mr. Schaefer.
Here.
Ms. Templeton.
Here.
Mr. Wright. President RGF Performance, Chairman.
Thank you, Mike. All right, item number 2, we had an agenda here that Mike sent out earlier.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Second. Thank you, Paul. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Citizens or delegations present, unless they're ghosts, there's nobody here. Okay, the minutes for today's meeting. Again, Mike sent those out earlier.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you, Ben. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All righty. Okay, Ms. Carolyn.
If you look at the balance sheet detail, you'll see up there that in the bank, we have $5,596,000. LGIP, we've got $843,000. The total balance is $5,891,000. And you can also look at the expenditures on the other sheet and see that all of our account line items are in order, that we're not over or under in any of them, and so everything looks good.
All right.
Motion to.
Buddy, did you move to approve? Thank you. Second. Thank you, Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. County Mayor's report.
No report.
Attaboy. Mr. Director.
How I follow that?
He said it with a smile, too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, ECD report, 96 incidents that we have reported, taken care of, or closed out since our last meeting. Surcharge update, the TCB did pass in January, I believe it was, a suggestion to move the base rate from $1.50 up to $1.86. Mr. Harper did find out that there is no difference in commercial versus private.
Residential.
Yes, sir, it's just all one.
I think they just must have combined it.
I think so, yes, sir. Yes,
That was just curiosity.
So tomorrow it does go before the Senate's Finance, Ways, and Means Committee, and a few of us directors are going to go down there and support that measure. So again, this would raise the base rate or the base rate for 911 from $1.50 to $1.86. If that passes, that would generate about $38 million in revenue for the state. They would use that for some larger projects statewide that would still benefit all the districts. It would also benefit those districts that want to consolidate. And then about $28 million would go to the local districts. And at that suggested rate there, that would bring an additional $647,000 to Sumner County if that was to pass. So still a ways to go. If it does pass, we wouldn't see any benefit from that until January of next year. So we would get half a year of that excess revenue, and then starting in July of 26th, and we'll begin to see the whole year's effect from that. NATA conference in Long Beach, California will be June 22nd through the 26th. And registration will likely open this month, so anybody that wants to go, please let me know maybe this week if you can, so I can get those hotel rooms reserved and get your registrations done. Caliber update, we're moving along well with that. We do anticipate going live with that in mid-August. We're a little ahead of schedule. We're supposed to go live in November, but that's looking really good. We've already started to schedule some user and train the trainer classes, which will start in May. We'll do some CAD and the records management training for the users in June and July. We want to do that as close as possible to go live, because if you teach them now, then they're going to forget it because they're not going to be using it for another 6 months or so. And we've also spoken with Central Square to let them know. We have to give them a 6-month notice. So our maintenance agreement runs July to July. And we want to make sure that we keep Central Square for a little while after we go live on Caliber. So it just kind of does work out that if we go through January, that would give us a 6-month period. It makes it a clean proration of our maintenance fee that we would owe. And so we're trying to work with Central Square to make sure that we can do that and only pay for 6 months of maintenance and then end the contract hopefully in January next year. I except for Soft Switch. Soft Switch does provide all of our phones through Central Square, so we'll maintain that service there. Any questions about the ECD update? All right, I'll give the ECC director's report.
All right.
So, staffing, we have 6 vacancies currently on the floor. We had a few that left for more money, better hours. We had one who came here, he was a previous firefighter, and he wanted to get back in the fire service, so he went to work for a client agency here in the county. And another one had to leave for personal reasons, and then 2 that the termination was initiated internally. We do have 3 brand new telecommunicators that started last week, so they're going through their initial training. And we have another hire date that's expected to be late this month. We've also promoted 2 people to communications training officer. And of course, first responder recognition. County Commission did approve a resolution last month to recognize our telecommunicators as first responders. There's a bill in the state legislature right now to also do the same thing. And of course, the 911 SAVES Act on the national level is still a work in progress. I think it's still in front of the Office of Management and Budget to work on reclassifying our telecommunicators. So that has moved at least at the state and local levels. Some activity from the ECC, incoming and outgoing calls, both 10-digit and 911, have remained pretty steady for the past couple of months, just over 23,000. And our calls for service, you can see January and February, 19,000 and 18,000 respectively. And if you look at last year's numbers, that's pretty much somewhere around the 17,000 to 19,000 mark for our calls for service. Any questions on the ECC? Very good. Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes.
Okay, move on to old business, election of officers. Who's not here?
I think we just need,
Need a,
some suggestions.
I like the motion as is. I second that.
what was that, buddy?
Make a motion, keep that going as is.
I'm sure you don't want me praised.
No, you good. I was gonna nominate you.
I was gonna nominate you. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to just keep the officers the same. Any discussion, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations, Karen. Okay, let's move on to the new business.
All right, our Central Square invoice for Project 7031. I'm sure you enjoyed reading all of those pages there from the original contract from like 2017. In short, Project 7031 was to get the DR site up and running. So that started in 2017. I think there were some issues with the network, if I understand correctly. In 19 or 20, Central Square sent some other folks down. And I think somewhere between 19 and 21 that finally got worked out. So from what I can tell, everything that's in Project 7031 has been completed. The DR site is obviously up and running. As a matter of fact, we send people down there once a month now to ensure that they work a whole shift down there to make sure everything is working fine. Phones, CAD, everything works like it's supposed to down there. Central Square said that we owed somewhere around $205,000. I believe I told you that back in January of last year, and so, but I didn't want to pay that without knowing, hey, are we sure that we owe that much? Tell me what this was done, what was done to complete this work that we owe you $200,000 for. It only took us until November for us to get a letter from Central Square saying, yes, all this has been done, this is what you owe. So I said, all right, well, since we've had so much trouble and this has been a prolonged project, are you willing to negotiate those remaining fees? They did come off of that $50,000, so what they're asking for now is $155,000, and gosh, I don't have it with me. $155,000 and some change. Since they gave me that letter, I did harass Ms. Carolyn and Jennifer to go back through all of the invoices from 2017 through 21 to ensure that we didn't pay that extra $200,000, and I cannot find anything. So it does appear as though we owe Central Square this amount for this project. And that total amount now is $155,685.02. So I would recommend, Mr. Chairman, that you vote to allow me to pay that amount to Central Square and, have that from the unassigned fund balance that we have.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Archie. All in favor? Whoops.
And wake up.
All opposed?
Central Square call, let me know.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, is that okay as far as the appropriation from the unassigned fund balance? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, public records policy. This is just to update our public records policy. George has written that for us. That's in your packet, in your email. Just keeps us up to date with what the state law says we need to do.
All right.
We need a motion.
If I can, please, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ben. All in favor? All opposed? All right.
We just need to establish the budget committee and the date. I think historically, Secretary Treasurer, the chairman, and the director, we want to keep that.
Does it remain the same?
Thank you, Archie.
When would you all like to meet? Late? We'd like to do it before May 12th. So-
Whatever suits you, Mike.
Is the week of April 21st or April 28th better?
Either one would suit me.
How about we shoot for April 23rd, that's a Wednesday?
What day? On Wednesday?
Is that
Okay.
Okay.
April 23rd. You're gonna want 112.
We can get that, yes, sir.
What time?
It's 9 o'clock, okay? 9 a.m.?
Can we make it like 9:30, because I gotta get things started over the office?
Yes, sir.
9:30 be good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You provide breakfast and lunch?
Both. Well, we have to go through and get that budget done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so 9:30. Are you checking on that, Mayor? Do I need to
I'll
call?
take care of it for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I'll let you know if there's any problem.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next meeting date is May the 12th.
All right. That's it. Thank you for the motion, buddy.
Thank you all.
Thank you for the second, Paul.